for the moon and he happens to miss, he will still be your most Orion and pride. He is one, I dare you without me. When I know how I know so much about he, the reason why I know so much, cause he is me, Lord. Please, I be in the room with my microphone. I don't really wanna live this life. I'm torn between right and wrong. When my mic is on, that's when I let the spirit you deliver me both these songs. Please, I be in the room with my microphone. It's 4 a.m. in the room.
Hang my picture on your wall. Hall of Famer, 'cause I'm better than them all. Hall of Famer, I got flow, I got bars, I got songs, I go hard, write my life on my microphone.
Check it out. Y'all cannot see us live.
All right, Live Wire.
Hey.
Sitting on the couch with me for DopeFiles.com.
Dope Files, I know about Dope Files.
And we know about Live Wire, which stands for, let everybody know.
Living Inspiration via Entertainment. They call me Live. Short, the extended is Live Wire. Yeah, and it's all about the hip hop project. That's what we're here for today, and we're here with Dope Files.
Now that you're claiming yourself as a living inspiration, what inspires you?
Life inspires me. Like I said before, when I came to the hip hop project, I was doing, what everybody else was doing. And then when I got a chance to inspire a young person in Guam that didn't see themselves a reason for living, you know what I mean? And wasn't speaking. They were afraid of men. And our presentation through hip hop, through music and song, inspiring them to have life, to get up and do a poem about how we inspired them to have life. Like, that's why I do what I do.
How did you find yourself a part of the hip hop project originally?
I was on the street. I was battling. I was chewing people's head just like in the film. And somebody came to me and they was like, you nice, you're good, but I have this program that could take you to the next level. And I'm like, take me to the next level? Come on. I was down for the challenge, but real boastful.
Like you knew it all.
Take me to the next level. And when I got there, the first day we were sitting in a circle and we were talking about conflict resolution and how you look someone in their eyes when you're talking to them, and how this right here means nothing but this.
Right, because I didn't like that first one.
Exactly the thing. I was one of the, they call me the last member. I was one of the last ones to come. And I wasn't even supposed to be a part of the actual film, but through my grind and through my dedication, they were like, no, you're with us. I started to change the way I saw, and the Hip Hop Project helped me to transform, because the theme to the movie was, if you had the whole world listening, what would you have to say? And that's powerful, you know what I mean? I always picture myself on a cliff, and I had the whole world listening. What would I have to say? Bling bling.
Cannon, what's going on, brother?
What's not going on? I've taken the backseat, even like while I was in the program, I've kind of taken the backseat from pursuing an artist's career myself, because working with a lot of artists and seeing like what entails being a successful artist, especially in today's industry, I'm so much more good and more comfortable with like facilitating careers, writing, vocal producing, developing. So that's really more so that I've been. So just writing for a lot of artists. I have releases coming out on Justin Bieber, Jaheim. I'm currently on Notice My Nature's album. I'm on like kids' toys commercials, singing vocals. You probably won't know it's me because I tell them not to announce that. But as long as my checks come through for that, I'm fine.
Alright everybody, I'm sitting next to Ken, and one of the stars of the Hip Hop Project, coming in here styling, profiling, swagging on everybody a little bit.
Nah, maybe not.
I mean, we done seen the video footage from about over 10 years ago, so you done came away.
I definitely gave him a long misguided.
Yes.
You swear.
So we've seen how difficult your story was and how tough it was to watch. Did any emotions come back to you, like rewatching that and all of that experiencing all over again?
Absolutely. It's like you sit in these screening theaters and you watch your life being just completely shared with new audiences all the time, and it still like impacts you the same way. You know, it's a great way that I now have like a visual yearbook. We had no idea what the movie was gonna be or represent. You know, it just came the opportunity to be a part of a documentary. We're like, what, people gonna film us? And everyone got filmed, and the result has just been amazing. And what's been even greater has been the response. The response and how the film touches people, and I think that's the biggest thing.
And how did the Hip Hop Project specifically evolve you?
It definitely gave me one of the most important things that I think every human being needs is a platform and an outlet. We're so trained and conditioned to be strong, and we're so programmed to be a certain way, but we're supposed to adapt and become these things without any outlet. It's like, what about the real stuff? How do you deal when life hits you? Who do you talk to, or how do you learn to become comfortable with disclosing very intimate and very vulnerable, almost embarrassing things about your life? And to have people say like, wow, me too. And I think when you're able to share what the Hip Hop Project is given, I think it's just a place to share my story.
Now, we saw footage in the film that Kazi and Russell Simmons, they had to look at you guys as rappers and kind of strip away what you guys thought you should be or thought you should be rapping about. How easy or how hard was it for you to kind of rewind, reset, and set yourself a new message in your music?
Like, I always wrote about, you know, things that I was going through. Like, I had like my battle raps and my songs that I was writing, but I also had these things that were sort of like journal entries and was just sort of like my little sanctuary. You know what? And my grandmother, like, words cannot express like how much that woman means to me. The fact that she just has been involved ever since, because my mother was my grandmother's eldest, firstborn child. And as soon as my mom was diagnosed with MS, and once my mom's physical condition started to deteriorate, my grandmother became so involved, and it was just her determination, it was just like her undying love, and she was like, for no reason am I gonna give up on this boy, and she stayed by me, and your mother would be proud. Like, that's all I needed. I didn't even need the Grammy or anything else. It's nice, but I didn't need anything else.
Yeah. And just currently just looking for the correct situation where I don't gotta compromise who I am morally or spiritually, and I really mean that literally. Wow. I can't really like name the names, because if I name the names, then it's like, wow, really? So when you writing people raps, it's kind of a little more compromising. But let's just say your favorite rapper's favorite rapper is...
That's the life of a ghostwriter.
Now, when was the last time you saw like your Hip Hop Project peers?
Oh, we communicate through the internet all the time, but me and Cannon, me and Cannon, we work, indirectly a lot, because anytime I got a major situation, holler at him. But we reach out, we in communication. Kazi really, he really watered a dope tree.
Absolutely. Now, how did Kazi come to find you in particular? How did you find the Hip Hop Project?
Oh, Cannon actually brought me, because Cannon went to Kazi and said, yo, man, this guy at my school, you gotta come through. And then he just said, yo, come through.
Mm-hmm. And when did you discover your own talent and started rapping?
Oh, me? Wow. 11 years old. I created my own acronym for rap. Rhythmic affirmative poetry, because affirmative is just a fancy way of saying right, and there's no such thing. It's a wrong poem, and all rap got rhythm. So like the Hip Hop Project, I would say particularly for myself and one of the members, Giltoki, just remembering, I think we were already intricate. It's just that, it gave us inspiration to just keep going as a place to be intricate and be different. And, he gave us that platform to do that. Yeah, but from that, just started working with the Hip Hop Project. Then I just started songwriting for everyone, and I just wish I could name them. But if I did, I'd probably
lose a couple contracts.
Well, I wouldn't say contracts, but relationships. But let's just say that people that I was like, wow, I want to be like you. They go in there, yeah, and make sure I sound like this. It's just psychologically blind.
This is the baby.
Yeah, I'm from the last generation of the Hip Hop Project, so when they were doing the premiere for the movie, I was the one that came around right after it stopped filming, and I just wound up getting like adopted by the first generation because I used to stalk Kazi every single day in the studio, and I did a lot of music. I just met everybody, and they just loved me and embraced me like a sister, and they've been my brothers ever since. Definitely still giving back to the community and doing a lot of stuff at high schools. L.I.V.E has definitely kept me involved in that as well. I know we're going to be doing the Apex College Tour in April, which is going to be a blessing and really exciting. And I'm doing South by Southwest this year for the Diesel showcase, and that's about it.
All right, Miss Coco Sarai,
Yes.
who just left that performance with L.I.V.E.
Yes.
How was that performance for you? When you get on that stage, girl, you tear it down.
But thank you. It was fun. It was the usual. Me and L.I.V.E always have these impromptu things, but he'll call me like 30 minutes before or right before we get on stage and say, we're changing the song. We're gonna do this one. And I'm like, we never even performed that. Like, you know. So this was one of those days, you know.
Now, you're no stranger to dopehouse.com. You were on my season 1 webisodes a year ago.
And I love you guys.
So this is actually a new fact that I learned about you. I had no idea you were the product of the Hip Hop Project.
Yes.
Yeah, so how did you get involved with it? How was it like affected you musically?
Well, Kazi came to my school, and my principal said to me, you should go upstairs and check out, you know, this program with this Hip Hop Project guy. And I just was like, whatever, you know, like another after school program. I was a junior in high school at the time, and I went up the stairs and I seen what he was doing, and I saw all these kids, but I was already recording in the studios, like, and you know, being an artist. So I was like, I'm a poet, which I am. I do spoken word. So he told me to spit something, so I did. He's like, you're really good. That was it. There was a hook that somebody was working on, and the girl kept doing it wrong. But I was trying to help her, like genuinely trying to help her. She left, and it's just me, Kazi, and one other person there. And Kazi says to me, why don't you get in there and do it? I'm like, get in there and do what? He's like, just go try it. Like, I don't know at what point he heard me singing, but Kazi was always really good with dealing with teenagers and knowing how to get real good with us. And I got in the booth, and that was it. From that
Coco
day,
Sarai stealing spots.
so I never got to go exactly through the program, but I was with him so much that I learned a lot, you know. And after a while, he would invite me with him when he had to do lectures. I would sing anywhere he went. I asked him a bunch of questions. Kazi was like a dad or uncle to me.
I don't care if I don't have the Maybach. I don't care if I don't have, you know, the millions of dollars. I'm happy doing what I do. You know why? Because I know my purpose, and hip-hop is the vehicle that drives my purpose.
And I think you should never, ever settle. And then you should never not see where your blessings come from. And never become too comfortable. You know what I mean? Every day is opportunity.
I lost a lot in life, so that losing allowed me to learn. There's a difference between an opportunity and a perception of an opportunity in form of a transaction. Men are measured by the accomplishments, and women are measured by the perception of beauty America tells them to have. So much times our relationships are unconditioned. An opportunity makes you more independent than when you were before that opportunity.
Yikes! Wow. That was...
How do you follow that? My guys are so amazing and also very upstanding men. But I would tell you to be inspired as well by what you've seen, to allow it to allow something to grow inside of you and inspire others.
Master yourself, and there's nothing you can't master.
Thank you.